Hello everyone, I'm here now in my vacation in a beautiful environment, and I can recommend everyone of you seekers to return to places where you have been in your childhood if you can, especially if you have places that feel like having a very strong healing spirit for you and are not tainted, not defiled, and you can go back there to reconnect to your inner child, and no, just see also what has changed in you and what has changed in the world, because when you're going to these places you will see how the world has changed and how you have changed, and you also will get distance to all your habits, hopefully, and the tension that we are under when we are in our normal environment. We are under a lot of tension. We go into nature and we want to get these synchronicities, and it's all in too much tension. It's almost pathologically driven, everything we do. We can't let go much more than we think. Our time has been scheduled as very short. Everything needs to be so efficiently, right? Anyway, see, I'm here today to speak about something different, and it is. See, I had this experience of awakening because I found out about the backgrounds and mechanics of abuse, and I used my knowledge to use it. Yeah, I used my knowledge to use it. If you have a knowledge and you apply it to your life, this means wisdom. So I used wisdom to get free. And this means I understood what is abuse, what is narcissistic personality backgrounds. I never knew about this, how psychologic structures can be arranged in human beings and what behavior that brings forth and what these people lack and stuff like that. It was a great revelation for me, so to say, great, even though it's painful. But this led to a strong development. And what I now want to say is that there is always levels, and awakenings are like being born and then born again, and it's always pain, and it goes in waves, and you never know when you finish, and probably you never finish, because the process of individuation is never finished. And individuation is a term coined by Carl Gustav Jung, and it means you becoming who you are. And now let me get my thoughts focused and together possible. See, my first my first initial theory was that substance abuse, so if you drink, if you smoke, and whatever you smoke, any kind of substance that you need to regulate your emotions is, yeah, it is basically to regulate your emotions, and everything in the human psyche and behavior can go outwards or inwards. The same as with aggression. If you're a person that has aggression that is not channeled, that is not addressed, you will have to direct it inwards, which will lead to self-doubt, depression, and ultimately probably thoughts of suicide. But when you direct it to the outside, you might be aggressive and assaulting other people and projecting on others, stuff like that. But this is nothing new, you know, and now I have this second layer of understanding that is the same thing, you know, substance as emotional control has got another deeper meaning probably. And this is, by the way, why when you have a person that is on the spectrum of narcissistic psychopath and is detrimental to their environment, aggressive or self-destructive, these people get medication. This means a substance is there to regulate the emotions, right? And the thing is this, that I have just, you know, I came here in this place and I'm on a stride. You know what I'm doing if you follow me, disciplining myself in many ways, and I can recommend especially to men, especially to young men, but to any man who needs to restart, to reset, to rebuild his life, to take back energy. Discipline yourself sexually. Can check out the content of, you know, there's a lot of content creators who talk about this and knowledge. You just get it all out of your head and behavior, everything connected to this. And this is giving you back all your powers and creativity, because sexual energy basically is creativity, and what makes the world go round makes the man go round. And yeah, anyway, I also stopped smoking any anything, and I stopped drinking now for a long time. So there's not a lot of substances left except of coffee that I'm consuming, so to say. And now I came here to this place and I realized that these behaviors that we had back in the days, probably after a very long day, after sacrificing for family or sacrificing for your boss or sacrificing for something, you push through and then you say, now I reward myself with a beer, now I reward myself with a spliff, now I reward myself with something, with XYZ, with SEX, whatever. And I'm not saying this is necessarily a bad behavior. I don't want to say sex is bad. I don't want to say, I'm not here to judge all these things, but what I'm gonna say now is that I realize that these behaviors are also not only emotional regulation, because you give yourself something that makes you feel good, that rewards you, but it's also parenting yourself, okay? You parent yourself. And this is because parents actually teach their children to regulate their emotions. We can go to the extent to say parents regulate the emotions of their children. This is the job of the parents. So parents have to be able to regulate their own emotions, and then they can teach their children how to regulate emotions. It's important for individuation of the child and social development. We tell them, don't get angry so easily, do it this way. You need to share, you need to understand this and that, and you will get your reward. You have to wait. So it's very hard to understand for children in a certain age to wait until they can be satisfied, because they can't instantly be satisfied. When they want something at the moment, it's not available, it's not available. and they get frustration, and they need to get through frustration without substance abuse, without, now you're crying, you're getting a sweet. Now you're crying, I will give you the matrix, I will give you the mobile phone, you can play computer, you can watch TV. No, you're frustrated, you go through it, I accompany you, we will be proud to come out on the other side, mastering our emotions. Anyway, let me get to the point. So I found out that the substance abuse, which starts for children with sweets and computer gaming and watching something, giving them this dopamine release. When we're grown-ups, we do this with beer and smoking or something else. Substance abuse. And this also, by the way, as I said, has this first layer that I understood, which can be abusive behavior, is connected. To abuse other people means you use other people. I don't want to dip into this topic. You abuse other people mentally or physically to get dopamine release. This sounds very sick, but there's people who do this and you can't do different. We talked about it. This is why certain sick individuals get medicated, because they are a danger for society and other people. So abuse of other people or self-destructive behavior is connected to substance abuse, as well as it's a job of parents to teach their children to properly regulate their emotions so they don't become toxic individuals. And then the deeper layer I understood now is that we parent ourselves with substance because we reward ourselves probably with it. So we make ourselves feel good. We reward ourselves with it. And this is the job that a parent has when it has children. In other words, using substances too much is a regression, because we do not individuate then, but we go back to the dependence. We are dependent, we are addicted. We are deep in the dependence of an external source. The external source were the parents. The parents regulated our emotions, which was a very healthy situation. But we have to learn to do it ourselves and not use a substance to do it. So I just want to put out these ideas, these thoughts that I have, that all the connections between aggression directed inwards or outwards, emotional regulation, so abusive behavior, parenting, self-parenting, individuation or regression, all this is connected with substance abuse. And the point that I'm trying to make now is these substances can be produced by your body when you only consume water and nothing else. You don't use social media, you don't use TikTok videos, you don't use any of this. You don't use the external sources, you just produce it by yourself, and this means elevation and individuation. This makes you an independent individual, right? So check yourself before you wreck yourself. Stay blessed. Peace.